It's one thing to sell off Mo Wagner because he's young, he's undeveloped, he's an asset to bring in a veteran guy, just like the Cavs did. The Cavs didn't have any young guys in that roster. When they brought in LeBron, it was all veterans, and they brought in shooters and veterans and guys at the end of their career looking for rings. And it's one thing to go that way. Look, that worked in Cleveland. It worked at the end of the Miami reign, where you're bringing in the Shane Battiers and the Ray Allens and the Mike Millers and guys that are at the end, and they could be veterans, and they could be counted on for a couple of big plays, a couple of big shots, a couple of big minutes. It's another thing to sell off your entire roster, to go so top-heavy that you have 3 guys, Kyle Kuzma, and then a bunch of guys on minimum contracts. It's a bad way. It's a top-heavy, dysfunctional, broken way to build the roster. To me, you take the $23 million that you have right now, and maybe even clear $32 million if you can make all of these other contracts go away. But you then spread that out with quality guys, veteran guys, $5 million here, $6 million there, $6 million there, $7 million there. You do it more like that. So it's a well-rounded roster, as well-rounded as it can be, with 2 guys making as much money as AD and LeBron. Instead of trying to, get a bunch of second-rounders and D-League guys, G-League guys, just to flesh out the rest of the roster. I mean, look, the Golden State Warriors had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Andre Iguodala, along with DeMarcus Cousins, on the floor, and their bench was thin. And that was the roster. Clearly, KD wasn't there, but it was like, oh, they got to go to Jerebko. They got Alfonso McKinney. He's getting minutes. Quinn Cook's getting minutes. I mean, come on. There is a point of no return where you put so many eggs in the basket of your stars that you cannot get any quality minutes out of anybody else on the roster, and then you're screwed. If I'm the Lakers, I am avoiding this thing at all costs if that's what it's going to be. So you're going to bring in Kemba Walker at $32 million and have LeBron, Kemba, AD, Kyle Kuzma. That's 4 guys. You need 5 guys on the floor at all times. So then it's just bring in anybody on a minimum contract or a veteran that just wants to get one last chance at a ring. Like, is David West still kicking around? You give David West like $200,000. He just stands there for 40 minutes. And then your bench is all G League guys and second rounders? Yikes. In the infamous words of so many a sports plan that has gone down in flames, what could go wrong?